Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Circuitry Simplified by Dr. Shobha Nikam. If you feel the contents in this channel are really informative, then please like, share and subscribe to this channel. In this video we'll talk about 4-bit ring counter. So counter is a circuit which counts number of clock pulses. Ring counter is subset of synchronous counters. Synchronous counter means which in this counter the single external clock is connected to all flip-flops so that every flip-flop generates output simultaneously. Basically, ring counter is an application of a shift register where data shifts from one flip-flop to another flip-flop and then to next flip-flop. Here I have taken an example of 4-bit ring counter. 4-bit means we need 4 flip-flops to store 4 bits. As we know, flip-flop is also called as 1-bit memory cell. It means one flip-flop can store only 1 bit of data. So I have taken 4 flip-flops. We can implement ring counter using either JK flip-flop or D flip-flop, but generally we prefer D flip-flops. So I have taken 4 D flip-flops. For first D flip-flop, input is D0, output is Q0, Q0 bar. Similarly for second flip-flop, D1, Q1, Q1 bar and so on. Then this is my clock input. This is synchronous counter. So same clock is connected to all flip-flops. Then to every flip-flop there are 2 more inputs. We generally don't consider them, but in case of ring counter they are of very much importance. Preset input and clear input. You need to remember preset and clear, both inputs are active low inputs. It means if they receive 0 then only they'll act, otherwise they'll remain disabled. So preset means it sets output to 1, whereas clear means it clears the output, it makes output 0. Here in ring counter, if I'll apply, initially if I'll consider outputs of all flip-flops is 0. First we'll see implementation and then I'll talk about preset and clear and where to connect them. So in ring counter, output of first flip-flop is connected to input of second flip-flop. So I'll connect Q0 to D1, Q1 to D2, Q2 to D3 and output of last flip-flop is connected back to input of first flip-flop. So I'll connect this Q3 here to input of first flip-flop. Now you can see this looks like a ring and that is why name is given as ring counter. In ring counters always output of last flip-flop is connected to input of first flip-flop. So if outputs of all flip-flops are 0 initially, if we will consider it, then the 0 will keep on moving through all flip-flops. But to understand working of this D flip-flop, what I'll do, I'll make output of one flip-flop 1 and then I'll show you how it transmits from one flip-flop to second and then so on. So I'll make output of my first flip-flop 1 initially. To make output of first flip-flop 1, I must connect preset to ground. So I have taken this overriding input. So this overriding input, I'll connect this preset jumpers here. So what I want, output of first flip-flop as 1 and outputs of remaining flip-flops as 0. So I'll connect clear inputs of remaining flip-flops to this overriding input. And other clear and preset inputs are connected to 1 or VCC. I'll write VCC for understanding, VCC, and here also it is connected to VCC. It means they are disabled. They will not affect working of flip-flop. Here also instead of 1 I'll write VCC. Okay. And these preset of first and clears of remaining flip-flops are connected to overriding input. Now let's see how it works. So I'll write clock is first input, second is ORI, overriding input, and then I have 4 outputs Q0, Q1, Q2 and Q3. Here you can see this is rising edge triggered flip-flop. So I'll show rising edges of clock. I have 4 flip-flops, so I have taken 4 clock pulses. Initially what I'll do, I'll make this overriding input as 0 and then I'll make it 1. So you need to remember it is 0 for one clock pulse only. After that it is 1. It means all presets and clears are disabled after one clock pulse. Now see, here because of this ORI, overriding input, it is 0. So this preset will receive what? 0. When preset will receive 0, it means this will act, and when it will act, it will make this Q0 1. So my Q0 is 1. Similarly, these clears are also receiving this 0. So it will clear the contents of remaining 3 flip-flops. So Q1 is 0, Q2 is 0 and Q3 is 0. Hereafter, there is no use of overriding input. It is 1. So see how data will shift. This Q0 is connected to what? D1, data input of second flip-flop. So it will act as input to second flip-flop. D flip-flop stands for data flip-flop or delay flip-flop. The working of D flip-flop is very simple. It only passes whatever data present at input to the output side. So input to this second flip-flop is Q0. What is Q0? Q0 is 1. So here output of first flip-flop will become Q1. Now 1. So this 1 will come here, this 0 will come here, this 0 will come here. And what is input to my first flip-flop? D0. D0 is nothing but Q3. So what is Q3 here? 0. So this Q3 will come here. Similarly, for next clock pulse, this 0 will come here, 1 will come here, this 0 will come here, and this 0 will come here. Similarly, for last 0, 0, 0, 1. And again, if I take one more clock pulse, then this 1 will come here and these states will keep on repeating. So here you can see, this is my 4-bit ring counter. So used states are only 4. 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. And this is 4-bit counter. So number of states can be 2 raised to 4, that is 16. So total number of states it can generate are 16, but used states are only 4. So unused states are 16 minus 4, that is 12. In GATE examination such questions can be asked. Like in ring counter, how many states are of use, how many states are unused states. So based on number of bits, you can count it. So in this way, ring counters works. Then next is the timing diagram for this counter. So I'll draw clock first. Clock is nothing but square waveform. This is my rising gauge triggered flip-flop, so I will mark rising gauges. This is my first clock pulse, second, third and fourth clock pulse. Then see overriding input, ORI. ORI is what? 0 for first clock pulse and then it is 1. So I will make ORI 0 for first clock pulse. Zero for first clock pulse and then it is 1 continuously. Then Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. So I'll write Q0 first, then Q1, Q2 and Q3. So Q0 is what? 1, 000. So it is initially 1 and then 0, 0, 0, 000. Q1 is what? Q1 is 0, 1, 0, 0. So 0, 1 and then again 0, 0 and Q3 is 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 0, and here it becomes 1. So in this way we can draw timing diagram also. So this is the way ring counter works. Thank you so much for watching this video.